Hey yo, what's going on? It's your boy CJ Mello. We are back with another episode of DC Teams Unmasked. This week might be an extra long one. Might have to put it into a two-parter, if you know what I'm saying. We're going to talk about the Marvel family. Now you might be thinking, wait, you just said this is a DC Comics. Yeah, if y'all don't know, Shazam used to be called Captain Marvel before Captain Marvel, people. Yes, y'all did not know that. Shazam was called Captain Marvel before Captain Marvel ever showed up. But I think they didn't want to, confuse people. They were like, you know what? Let's change it up. We'll just call him Shazam because that's what he says. Technically he is still Captain Marvel. You know what I'm saying? But we don't essentially we don't call him that. We just call him Shazam because that's what he says. Shazam is the god that gave him his power. So when he says Shazam, he's calling the god to give him powers. But that's what we're going to talk about. I'm seeing that there's probably different iterations of the Marvel family in the sense of there's a Black Marvel family, like Black Adam. So I might make this into like a two-parter with like the original Marvel / Shazam family, and then I might do the Black Adam Marvel family. However, I don't know how to describe that team. But you know what? Let's get to it. The Marvel family, also known as the Shazam family, Shazamily, are a group of superheroes who originally appeared in books published by Fawcett Comics and were later acquired by DC Comics. Created in 1942 by writer Otto Binder and artist Mark Swayze, the team was created as an extension of Fawcett's Captain Marvel franchise, including Marvel's sister Mary Marvel and their friend Captain Marvel Jr., and at various times a number of other characters. Because Marvel Comics trademarked their own Captain Marvel comic book during the interim between the demise of Fawcett Comics, Captain Marvel Comics in 1953 and DC's revival in 1972, DC Comics is today unable to promote and market Captain Marvel under that name. So, since 1972, DC has instead used the trademark Shazam for their comic book titles with the Marvel family characters, and the name under which they market and promote the characters. When referring to the Marvel family on the comic book covers of various merchandise, they are by this legal necessity called the Shazam family. So, in 2012, DC officially changed Captain Marvel's name to Shazam, making Shazam family the name of the superheroes associates. In current continuity, the Shazam family comprises the superpowered alter egos of Billy Batson, which is a teenage alter ego of Shazam, formerly Captain Marvel, like I just said, his foster siblings Mary Broomfield, formerly Mary Marvel, Freddie Freedman, formerly Captain Marvel Jr., Darla Dudley, Pedro Pena, and Eugene Choi. The Shazam family made their cinematic debut in the DC Universe film Shazam, released in 2019 by Luminary Cinemas, Warner Bros., and returned for the Fury of the Gods Shazam. The publication history. Like I said, the Marvel family was established in 1942 after the introductions of Captain Marvel's partners, the Lieutenant Marvels, in Wiz Comics number 21, September 1941. Captain Marvel Jr., which came in Wiz Comics number 25 in December of 1941, and Mary Marvel, which came in Captain Marvel Adventures number 18 in December of 1942, almost a whole year later. With Junior and Mary's additions to his adventures, Captain Marvel became the first superhero to have a team of sidekicks who share his power, ability, and appearance. A concept later adapted for heroes such as Superman, Aquaman, and others. The members of the Marvel family appear both separately and together in many of Fawcett Comics book series, including Wiz Comics, Wild Comics, oh my god, my throat's coming, Master Comics, Captain Marvel Adventures, Captain Marvel Jr., Mary Marvel, and the Marvel family. By the late 1940s, Marvel Family comics were among the most popular in the industry, and the Marvel family had expanded to include both superpowered characters like Uncle Marvel and Freckles Marvel, and even talking animals, Hoppy the Marvel Bunny. But by 1953, all these books had ceased publication due to the Superman publisher DC Comics lawsuit against Fawcett, because basically they assumed it was the same thing, essentially. But almost 20 years later, in 1972, DC licensed the rights to the Marvel family characters because DC bought them off, essentially, bought Captain Marvel, and began publishing them in a comic series titled Shazam. Fawcett sold the rights to DC to the characters in 1980, by which time Shazam had been canceled, and the Marvels had been relegated to the backup feature of World's Finest Comics and later Adventure Comics. DC retconned Captain Marvel in 1986 with their Legends miniseries, establishing him as a solo hero without a team. Writer-artist Jerry Ordway resurrected the Marvel family in 1995 with his Power of Shazam series, establishing the team as being made up solely of Captain Marvel, Mary Marvel, and Captain Marvel Jr., following several attempts at relaunching the Shazam franchise during the mid 2000s. The Marvel family was temporarily dissolved by writers Jeff Johns and Jerry Ordway in Justice Society of America, number 25, Volume 3, or Volume 3, number 25. With only Captain Marvel Jr., known as Shazam, retaining his powers, but from another source. In interim, Captain Marvel and Mary Marvel continued to appear in Billy Batson and the Magic of Shazam. An all-ages comic book series published under DC's youth-oriented Johnny DC line, which ran from 2008 to 2010, Captain Marvel Jr. joined the pair towards the end of the run of Magic of Shazam, following a brief period serving as the sidekick of the Marvel's enemy under the name Black Adam Jr. Oh, wait, what? Shazam family was reintroduced during DC Comics' continuity-altering Flashpoint miniseries in 2011 as 6 kids who all spoke Shazam in unison to become one superhero, Captain Thunder. In the later company-wide New 52 reboot that followed Flashpoint, the Captain Marvel character was renamed Shazam and started in a backup segment of the Justice League series, second volume, from 2012 to 2013. These backups by writer Jeff Johns and artist Gary Frank introduced Billy Batson Shazam and his new Shazam family, consisting of Billy and his 5 foster siblings, with whom he shared his powers. In 2022, DC published a Facsimile edition of Marvel Family Comics #1 as a tie-in with the release of the film Black Adam. Interesting. The modern day Shazam family on the variant cover of Shazam Volume 3, number 13 in September of 2020. We have primary members of Billy Batson, Captain Marvel / Shazam, the world's mightiest mortal. Captain Marvel is a superpowered alter ego of Billy Batson, an orphan boy who speaks the name of the wizard Shazam to become an adult superhero. Billy has the powers of Solomon, which is wisdom, strength of Hercules, stamina of Atlas, power of Zeus, courage of Achilles, and speed of Mercury, and served as the wizard Shazam's champion and herald. If you spell it out, it spells Shazam. In the Golden Age and Bronze Age comics, Billy chose to share his powers with his sister Mary and his friend Freddy Freeman, creating the Marvel family. Outside the Marvel family, Captain Marvel served briefly as a member of both the Justice League International and Justice League Society, or Justice Society of America. After the 2052 reboot of Shazam characters by Jeff and Gary Frank, Billy Batson is a troubled foster child who has inherited the name, powers, and seat of the Council of Magic of the Wizard Shazam. Becoming a hero inspired to initially brash and standoffish, Billy to evolve into a noble hero and leader who embraces his new foster family. As Shazam, Billy has powers and a red uniform appearance similar to the traditional version of Captain Marvel, with the added ability to wield magic via the living lightning that powers him. For a time, Shazam was infected by the Batman Who Laughs with Joker venom and became King Shazam, while Billy became Robin. Did not know that. So that's really Billy Batson as Robin that whole time? Oh, shoot. Okay. All right. Mary Brumfeld, Mary Marvel. And so this was Shazam stories. Mary is Billy's once lost twin sister, Mary Batson. She is technically the oldest of the pair, adopted as Mary Brumfeld, who found she could say the magic word Shazam and become Marvel as well. The Golden Age Mary Marvel remained a teenager in superhero form, while the modern version is transformed into adult-like her brother. The Golden Age Mary Marvel had a different set of patrons from Captain Marvel, who contributed to her powers. They were from Selene, she had grace, strength for Hippolyte, skill from Eridyne, swiftness from Zephyrus, beauty from Aurora, and wisdom from Minerva. I liked how they changed the Shazam on that. That's actually really cool. During the 07-08 limited series Countdown to Final Crisis and Final Crisis, Mary Marvel lost her powers and regained the powers of Marvel family foe Black Adam. She temporarily became a villain working for Darkseid and possessed the new god Dissect. by the new god decide. In current DC Comics continuity from 2012 on, Mary Burnfeld is Billy Batten's foster sister, having run away from an abusive home at a young age and being placed in the Vasquez home. The oldest of the Shazam kids, Mary acts as the den mother and conscience of the group. She shares Billy's secret, and by saying Shazam, she can gain a superpowered form similar to the traditional Mary Marvel in a red uniform. Essentially, they all look the same, basically. Freddy Freeman, Captain Marvel Jr. In both the Golden Age and 1990s version of the Marvel family, Billy's friend and classmate, Freddy Freeman, was attacked and left disabled by the supervillain Captain Nazi, but was given the power to become a Marvel to save his life. Whenever he spoke Captain Marvel's name, Freddy becomes a teenage version of Captain Marvel. This created the odd problem that he could not identify himself without changing back to his regular form. During the mid-1990s, the Freddy character went by the alias CM3, short for Captain Marvel 3. CM1 being Billy and CM2 being Mary, so that he could identify himself without transforming. He was a member of the Teen Titans during the late 1990s and later the Outsiders in the early 2000s. In 2006 from 2008, Trials of Shazam miniseries featured Freddy gaining the powers of Captain Marvel as Shazam, while Billy took over for the dead wizard Shazam as Marvel, I should say, not Marvel. But in current DC Comics continuity from 2012 on, Freddie Freeman, now a blonde teenager instead of a traditional black-haired youth, though still technically physically disabled, technically I still consider him black-haired, but whatever, is Billy Batten's foster brother, a smart-mouthed pickpocket trickster whose parents are in prison. He shares Billy's secret, and by saying Shazam, can gain a form similar to an adult version of the traditional Captain Marvel Jr., but in a blue uniform. Eugene Choi is Billy Batten's foster brother, an intelligent, bookish teenager about his age of Asian descent, with love of technology and video games. Eugene's bookishness is offset by a competitive, impulsive nature that causes trouble for him and the others at times. Introduced in the Flashpoint miniseries, Eugene can share Billy's powers by saying Shazam and become an adult Shazam-powered version of himself in a silver and gray uniform. In addition to the standard Shazam power set, Eugene has additional power of technopathy, which allows him to talk to and control machines and technology. Sick. Darla Dudley. Darla Dudley is Billy Batten's foster sister, an exuberant African-American preteen who was abandoned by her parents and adopted by Billy's foster parents, the Vasquezes. Despite her hardships growing up, Darla is very openly affectionate and loving towards her foster family, embarrassing anyone she meets, introducing Flashpoint miniseries as well as a teenager the same age as the other kids. Darla can share Billy's powers by also saying Shazam. She wears a purple uniform. Her speed abilities are amplified, making her faster than the others. She's also unable to keep secrets, which proved rather difficult to overcome at times. Now you have Pedro Peña. Is Billy Batten's foster brother, an overweight teenager of Mexican descent who was around Billy's age. Introducing also the Flashpoint miniseries, Pedro can share Billy's powers by saying Shazam, becoming an adult-sized Shazam-powered version of himself in a green uniform. Pedro's adult form, resembling a tall, bearded powerlifter, is a stark contrast to his personal insecurity and shyness. While the comics have yet to make any such distinction in the 2019 live-action feature, Shazam implies that Pedro is gay or asexual, and later confirmed to be gay by Shazam Fury of the God screenwriter Henry Gayden. In superhero form, Pedro has extra amounts of super strength compared to the rest of the Shazam family, gaining the strength of Hercules. Essentially, each one has a letter from the team. Past members, the Lieutenant Marvels, are three other boys named Billy Batson, nicknamed Tall Billy, Fat Billy, Hillbilly. Hillbilly, okay, that's fun. That got me. The last because he was from the Appalachian Mountains. So they differentiate themselves from real Billy, who learned that because they also known Billy Batson, they could draw the power of Shazam. They vowed to only use their powers if asked by Captain Marvel, and only if all three were to say the magic word Shazam in unison. They did not appear in Marvel Family stories between Crisis on Infinite Earths in 1985 and Flashpoint in 2011, except for a scene in The Trial of Shazam #2 in 2006, where they briefly appeared only to lose their powers. Following DC's 2011 New 52 reboot, Lieutenant Marvels appeared as a new super-powered allies of the Marvel family in the 2015 one-shot comic, The Marvelicity Thunderworld, where they, Mr. Tawny and Uncle Marvel, help defeat the Monster Society of Evil, while Captain Marvel is fighting Dr. Sivana for control of the Rock of Eternity. Now we got CC Batson and Marilyn Batson. Clarence Charles Batson, named after Captain Marvel co-writer Charles Clarence Beck, is the biological father of Billy Batson. Oh snap, we're about to get deep. Billy's biological parents have been alluded to in a handful of Shazam stories published prior to 1990 under different names. In the 1994 graphic novel The Power of Shazam by Jerry Ordway, it introduces CC and his wife, Billy's mother, Marilyn, and how their deaths in the post-crisis continuity at the hands of Theo Adam, alter ego Black Adam, led to Billy gaining his powers. Much emphasis is made of Captain Marvel, Shazam's most almost identical appearance to the deceased CC Batson. In a story arc from the subsequent Power Shazam ongoing series, issues 24 through 27 in 1997, Dr. Sivana sneaks into the time stream outside the Rock of Eternity and alters the timeline so that Theo Adam never kills the Batsons. Instead, Melon and CC themselves become the heirs to Shazam's power as the Captain Marvels. While Billy and Mary remain typical under-middle-class teenagers, CC himself is employed by the Wizard Shazam and Wave Rider to correct the time stream by stopping Sivana from making his changes. In the DC Rebirth continuity, CC Batson is still alive, resembling an older Shazam, Captain Marvel Shazam with graying hair. As a younger man, CC had abandoned Marilyn and Billy when Billy was a taller and became a grifter. After spending a decade in prison, CC returns to Philly to find Billy at the Vasquez's foster home. When he was attacked by Black Adam and the Seven Deadly Sins, Billy shares his Shazam powers with his father, making him the prophesied seventh and final member of the Shazam family. In superhero form, CC wears a yellow gold costume with red trim, an inverse of the colors of Billy's costume, almost like Flash and Reverse Flash kind of thing. However, it is revealed that CC Batson had been possessed by Mr. Mind since his prison release, who intended to use the Shazam's power in a plot to unite the 7 magic lands under his rule. Using the spell, Shazam shrinks himself down small enough to enter his father's ear canal and battle the worm directly. Following Mind's defeat, CC loses his powers and is freed from Mind's control, but reveals that he has no intentions of actually reuniting with his son. Damn! That is dirty. He's like, yo, I wasn't trying to be with you. Basically, I don't need you. I don't want to be with. That's basically how I understand that. Got some other members of the Marvel family that appear in other worlds and or other times. We got Cap Marv, Bill Bat, the champion of Shaz. In the 30th century, a descendant of Billy Batson, Bill Bat met his ancestor in 2943. He had time traveled who helped him unlock his full powers. Hoppy the Marvel Bunny, spin-off character generally confined to his own series. The pink talking rabbit version of Captain Marvel periodically assists the human Marvels in their adventures. Hoppy is empowered by Bunny Wizard, and his abilities are the wisdom of Salamander, the strength of Hogules, the stamina of Antlers, the power of Zebrus, the courage of Abalone, and the speed of Monk-Uri. Okay. Shazambot, built by the Marvel family, the Shazam robot drove nitroglycerin across dangerous terrain for the Naughton Nitro Company. The Shazamobile, while not a living creature, the Shazamobile was built by Captain Marvel that ran on his mystic power. He used it to race Mr. Atom when he was converted into the automobile in Shazam number 33 in February of 1978. Wiz and Thunder. Wiz, the son of King Marvel and Queen Marvel, Freddy Freeman and Mary Batson Freeman, respectively on Earth 22. Thunder, the star of the Power of Shazam Annual 1996. Thunder is the superpower alter ego of a young girl from the planet Bendarian circa 9000 AD. Named CC Beck, or Beck for short, an aged Captain Marvel serves as the girl's mentor, the way Shazam served as his mentor. Whenever Beck speaks the words Captain Marvel, she is transformed into Thunder, an adult superheroine. After being lost in the time stream, Thunder briefly teamed up with the Legion of Superheroes in the 30th century. If you want to hear about Legion of Superheroes, go back to the last episode I just did. The names CC Beck and Benderan are tributes to the Marvel family creator CC Beck and Otto Bender. Tannis, a teenage male Marvel who appeared in the Power Shazam number 1 million in November 1998, part of the DC 1 million event. After his mother is killed, Tannis, a disabled resident of Mercury in the 853rd century, meets the aged Captain Marvel in the Rock of Eternity. Marvel grants this boy superpowers to save his life, as he had done for Freddy Freeman years ago. Sahar Shazin. In a possible future in Justice League Generations Lost, Sahar Shazin is the champion of Shazam. Bizarro Captain Marvel. Observed briefly in Superman 80-page giant in 2011, number 1. Bizarro Captain Marvel is a bizarre version of obviously Captain Marvel. On Hutray, he was pictured with the Bizarro of Justice League. Mazas. Wielder of Dark Lightning, Alexander Luthor was Mazas of Earth 3. Okay. Queen Marvel. In the Injustice League universe, Regina Taylor gained the power of Shazam as Queen Marvel, and then Wonder Woman. Following the events of the Lazarus Planet, Mary Marvel gave her connection to Shazam to Wonder Woman. Oh, and I have that. Oh, I have that number 1. I still haven't read that either, which is stupid. I have that comic. Literally, I would say 2 feet away from me, probably like a foot and a half from me. In other types of media, in Lego DC Shazam, Magic and Monsters, members of the Justice League were briefly given the power of Shazam. These included Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, and Jessica Cruz. DC's Nation Farm League featured a version of Captain Marvel as Shazam. And then when teenager Dexter Douglas exclaims, "Freak out!" Oh, that's where they got it from? I remember, I grew up with Freakazoid, bro. That show was awesome. That show would not survive today's culture at all. People are too wah about stuff. But anyways, when teenager Dexter Douglas exclaims, "Freak out!" he transformed into Freakazoid. The character's girlfriend Steph was teased as becoming Freakazette in the Freakazoid and Friends song. Freakazoid appeared in the Teen Titans Go episode. Oh no, I didn't remember that. I do. I wanted to be like Freak Out, but no, he did. I remember. For Filmation Shazam and the Secrets of Isis, Billy Batson was accompanied by a mentor who offered him guidance. Captain Marvel's benefactors in the Elders, Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury, barely communicated with the pair through the Eternity phone. Okay, that was a lot. That's like a lot. I might have to make this. Might be a 3-parter, because then like I said, we have also the Black Marvel family members, which will be essentially a little bit shorter, or maybe I should just connect it with this one. Yeah, because I'm not trying to have this more than 30 minutes. And then we also have Marvel Family Allies, which is a quick. Well, I can't say quick because there's a lot of allies here. I mean, I could just and then you got the Marvel Family Enemies. Yeah, no, we'll probably make this into a tour. I'll make this a tour. I feel like the Black Marvel stuff should be kind of quick. All right, so let's just keep going here. Black Marvel family members. The Black Marvel family, a variant of the Marvel family concept, with Captain Marvel's arch villain Black Adam as a central focus, was introduced in the pages of the weekly DC comic book 52. Black Adam. So we're gonna get his primary members. Black Adam, an older Egyptian renegade protege of the Wizard Shazam, who was the first to be granted superpowers by the Wizard. Adam eventually grew to abuse his power and became a tyrant. Shazam returned to punish Adam with either exile into deep space, which was in the original Fawcett comics, or death, which is what happened in the modern DC comics. He returns to Earth, or life, as Shazam appoints Captain Marvel his new successor, and was soon established as Captain Marvel's most powerful foe and physical abilities. In later DC continuity, Black Adam was initially known as Mighty Adam, and was empowered by Shu for stamina, speed by Horus, strength by Amen, wisdom by Zahuti, power by Aton, and courage by Mehen. He joined the Justice Society of America, claiming to have reformed, later turning on the Justice Society by using some of its younger associates to help him overthrow the government of his home country, the mythical Kandak. Adam was one of the main characters in DC's 52 weekly maxi series, which followed his attempts to establish himself as a hero, which led him to create a Marvel family of his own, which included his superpowered wife Isis and his own Captain Marvel Jr., Osiris. In the current New 52 continuity, which obviously is not current, Black Adam was a former Kandaki slave in ancient times, which is how the movie portrayed it, was granted the power of Shazam along with his young nephew, whom he kills for not sharing his taste for vengeance against their enemies. Adam kills the members of Earth's Council of Wizards, save for save for the witch Shazam, who imprisoned him and hid the magic until Adam was freed by Dr. Sivana in modern times. Isis, the superheroine, was originally created for live-action television to star in Filmation's The Secrets of Isis TV show, a sister series for Filmation's adaptation of. This has an exclamation point. Isis teamed up with Captain Marvel on occasion in both TV and comics, briefly started in a licensed DC comic book in the late 1970s. In 2006, DC Comics created a new unrelated Isis and introduced her to the DC Universe. This Isis is the alter ego of Adriana Tomaz, originally a slave from Egypt, offered to Black Adam by the tourist group Inner Gang as a token to curry his favor. Although Adam dealt harshly with the slavers and killed one of them, Adriana becomes Adam's love interest and made him more merciful figure, but was granted a special amulet that allowed her to become the avatar of the Egyptian goddess. Adam married Isis, but her death at the hands of the four horsemen of Apocalypse drove him into a fit of mass murder. At the end of Black Adam: The Dark Age miniseries in '07, Isis was resurrected by Felix Faust. However, the ordeal of her death and many months spent as a brainwashed slave, routinely abused by Faust, left her much colder and ruthless than before, making her even less merciful than her husband. In the New 52 continuity, Adriana Tomas is a peaceful freedom fighter who helps her brother Aman resurrect Black Adam after his defeat at the hands of superhero Shazam, which in a way, okay, that makes sense because they have her in the movie as like a very nice person. Okay, I like that. I like that. The teenage Osiris is Aman Tomas, Adriana's long-lost brother who was kidnapped, enslaved, and crippled by Inner Gang. Adam shared his powers with Aman, allowing him to transform into the superpowered Osiris by saying the name Black Adam. Osiris was murdered by his trusted companion Sobek, the talking crocodile, revealed to be Famine of the Four Horsemen. During the 2009-2010 crossover event Blackest Night, Osiris was resurrected alongside other heroes as a member of the Black Lantern Corps and was later resurrected as a White Lantern, for the purpose of releasing Isis, for which he joins the New Titans. In New 52 continuity, Aman Tomaz is a rebellious freedom fighter who helps resurrect Black Adam after his defeat in the hands of superhero Shazam. Okay. Sobek is an intelligent humanoid crocodile created and abandoned by the Savannah family, who befriends Black Marvel family during the 52 Maxi series after escaping from his cage. At the Savannah compound, despite his monstrous appearance, the character is portrayed as a timid, meek, and good-natured, making him the Black Marvel family's analog to Taki Tawny. Sobek reveals a more horrifying side in New 52, Week 43, when he convinced a distraught Osiris to change into his mortal form. They suddenly killed him and devoured him. Sobek was revealed in Week 44 to be the fourth horseman, Famine. He appeared to have been killed by Black Adam both in self-defense and revenge, but reappears in the New 52 Aftermath, the Four Horsemen miniseries, reincarnated as a humanoid hyena with cybernetic parts. That's sick. Then the 09-10 crossover Blackest Night, Sobek's original body was resurrected as a member of the Black Lantern Corps. Now, let's have Bolt now. Malik Adam White is the modern-day descendant of Black Adam, who initially suggested he take White Adam as his superhero name. I feel like if he did that, so many people would have a fit about that. Trust me. A medical student based in New York City, he inherited Black Adam's ability to summon the lightning and assume the powers of Shazam. Taking a white variation of the Black Adam costume, he debuted in Black Adam #1 in 2022. Sorry. Other members we also have is Captain Black Bunny, predating Black Adam. Captain Black Bunny is a nemesis of Hoppy the Marvel Bunny. Black Alice, able to tap into the power of magical beings. Black Alice tapped into an unknown member of the Marvel family appearing in a costume similar to Black Adam. So essentially everybody's going to be called Black something here. Black Mary, Black Billy. But Black Mary, after losing her powers in the wake of Infinite Crisis, Mary Batson / Splunfeld loses her powers from Shazam and gained new ones from Black Adam, actually taking the name Black Mary. During the events of Final Crisis, she became possessed by the new god Desaad. Black Billy, when Black Mary reemerged to align with Black Adam and Isis, she forced Billy Batson into joining the Black Marvel family by threatening the life of Stargirl. During this period, he became known as Black Billy. And then we also have a mysterious figure which was introduced in Justice Society of America number 25 in May of 2009. A mysterious figure appears in the Rock of Finality, where Black Adam and Isis are in prison, claiming them as his new champions. Interesting. In the multiversity Thunderworld Images #1 of February 2015. Dr. Savannah of Earth 5 found a way to replicate the Marvel family's powers and shared it with his children. Georgia, Magnificus, and Savannah Jr. were able to assume Shazam's power by saying Savannah. Savannah also applied his discovery to himself as a black-clad Black Savannah. The Dr. Savannah of Earth, now it says S, I think it means 5, had previously devised a way to steal the power of Shazam for himself and become Captain Savannah. We got 10th Shazam, which is also known as Captain Nightmare also known as Captain and Nightmare Captain. 10th Shazam is created from Mary Marvel's nightmares while trapped in the nightmare realm of her brother Billy, who transformed into a black-clad, remorseless killer. Other versions are on Earth 52. Henry Bendix transformed 17-year-old Peter Moran into the superpowered giant. However, his incompetence and temper saw him become a liability and inevitability to the superhuman called Hillebestrad. In a parallel universe, the Power Posse, in quotes, is an evil version of the Super Buddies. Among its members were versions of Mary Marvel and Captain Marvel, known as Mistress Mary and Simply Billy, respectively. Freddie Freeman initially emerged as Black Adam Jr. in the series Billy Batson and the Magic of Shazam, before becoming Captain Marvel Jr. himself. Now, for the Injustice versus Masters of the Universe comic, Skeletor corrupted the powers of Shazam to assume a form reminiscent of Black Adam. Did not know that. That's interesting. And a little bit of other media. We have Anubis, which is introduced in DC League of Super Pets. Anubis is Black Adam's superpowered dog, which is actually very creepy looking. And we got Harut, which in the film Black Adam, Teth Adam's son, Harut, was the original chosen champion of Shazam. All right, so like I said, we got a quick description of who Black Marvel family was, / the Black Adam family. And we got I would say a relatively decent description of who the Marvel / Shazam family is, also known as Shazamily. So I feel like that's kind of cool. I didn't know some of these things about the Marvel / Shazam family. I knew about, Marvel having their Captain Marvel and DC having their originally Captain Marvel. But like I read earlier, you had to, when the Fawcett comic shut it down, or DC says he got offended because he says it was Superman. Captain Marvel / Shazam essentially is Superman. You know what I'm saying? They just changed it a little bit. DC was like, nah, you can't do that, bro. You can't be like that. So they had to shut it down. And obviously when they brought it back, then officially there was a Captain Marvel, and they couldn't come back with the same name. So it's like, all right, we'll just call the comic Shazam for now. And then obviously in the, early 2000s or something like that, mid 2000s, they officially named him Shazam. To me, growing up, I always knew him as Shazam. I never knew him as Captain Marvel. So when I learned about that, I'm like, wait, I'm confused. There's 2 Captain Marvels and all that? Yeah, so it was confusing. But this is actually going to be part 1 of 2. Because if I keep going, it's going to take another half an hour. If not, maybe longer. But next will be part 2 of Tessie will be, I feel, about the Marvel family, Marvel / Shazam family ties. We got some Golden Age stuff, some Bronze Age, then we got some like Crisis on Infinite Earths, which was like from 1986 to 2011, and obviously after Flashpoint. Then we got some enemies. So we got a lot of stuff just for this section alone, man. Recurring villains, super moves, friends, team of villains. So this was gonna be a good one actually. Our first 2-parter. So I hope you all come back. Y'all know what it is. Hit that like button, hit that share button. I'm trying to get to 1,000 plays, y'all. Come on, give me that love. I'm on 1,000 plays, people. Let's try to get 1,000 plays before Christmas. If not before Christmas, before the new year. Let's try to get that before my birthday. Yes, January 1st, my birthday. Hit it up. You know what it is. I also want to, if we can hit 1,000, I want to do a giveaway. So I should have said that at the beginning of the whole thing, but I want to do a giveaway. I'm not sure what it is yet. I still been trying to figure that out. Christmas time, money's tight. But, just for everybody that's showing me love, that have been showing me love. But y'all know, like I said, share, subscribe, like, tell your friends about the podcast if you enjoy what you hear. know what I'm saying? Check out W Energy / Merc Clan Gaming. We're a group, we're a team, we're a family. Where everything's climbing up. I'm saying everybody's getting that grind up, hit that level up, so we can all just succeed together. So, like we always do at the end of this, always and forever, one love, peace.